Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our CHA training webinar on the many hacks of a successful CHA. We really appreciate you taking your time to be here today and are optimistic that you will walk away with some new knowledge to help you be more of a success than you already are. I see we have some doctors joining us as well, which is wonderful, as you'll get a chance to see what your CHAs are really capable of. Before we begin, just want to make sure now everyone can hear my voice. Is it loud enough? Okay, thank you. Let me start off by introducing myself. My name is Shazia Colby, and I am the CHA coach for Full Circle Coaching and Consulting. Now, we all know the important role CHAs play in a chiropractic office. Or do we really? Some of us may be new to chiropractic and not be sure of how the CHA role can actually make or break your practice. And some of us have been in practice for years, but are not sure or not comfortable in performing the many roles or responsibilities of a CHA. You see, CHAs are not just front desk receptionists to make appointments or answer the phone. There is so much the CHA is capable of, which will directly or indirectly affect the success of your office. In the next little bit, I will be sharing with you how CHAs are the face of your office and how you can help your office grow. I recently joined Full Circle Coaching and Consulting just under a year ago as a virtual administrative assistant. Before Full Circle, I was a CHA for approximately 12 years in a small, successful chiropractic office in Milton, Ontario. The reason for this transition in career was so I could work from home and be there for my 4 children. And knowing that family was right on top of my core values list, I knew this was the right decision for me, even though this was a very difficult decision to make for me, as I absolutely loved the office environment and I was in and all the responsibilities of a CHA that came with it. So about 3 months into working at Full Circle, Dr. Tom, the founder and president of this amazing company, asked me if I would be interested in sharing my expertise as a CHA. By coaching, and of course, I am honored to be given such an opportunity and sharing something I am so passionate about. So let's start the webinar with my first question. How many of you feel like as a CHA you find yourself managing more than you bargained for? So you're not just sitting on the other side of the desk helping a practice member, but the phone is also ringing. Children are crying. The waiting room is filled with other practice members, and other practice members are standing around your desk also waiting to be served. I'm sure most of you have experienced such days and know exactly what I'm talking about. How many, like myself, have had no chiropractic background and sometimes feel overwhelmed with what's going on around you, especially if you are the only CHA in the office, with all the chiropractic terminology, the office procedures, dealing with insurance, MBA, thinking I'm never going to remember all this. If these are the types of questions you've been asking yourself, then you're definitely in the right place. When I first started as a CHA, like many of you, I had no chiropractic background. When I first saw the ad in the paper about a local chiropractic office looking for a CHA, the only requirement was you had to enjoy working with kids. And I love children and had only one of my own at that time. So I thought I would apply. I attended a group interview, then a private interview, and another interview with a CHA coach and another chiropractic office. And the final stage was to attend a chiropractic seminar in Toronto to see how I truly felt about chiropractic. I remember just before the seminar, my husband had looked at me and had been watching me as I was going through this process. And he said to me, Shaz, you know, it's okay if you don't get this job. My response? I said, I am getting this job. It's mine. And guess what? After putting it out to the universe provided me with exactly what I had asked for. This experience taught me the importance of having a vision or a dream and doing anything and everything to make your vision reality. Now that I was in, the training started, and mine was not a normal type of training, as I think it was only a few short weeks after I started that the doctor I was working with went into labor and started her maternity leave. Even though we communicated every day, I often wondered what I had gotten myself into. Mind you, when the doctor came back, my training did begin and was quite intense. And remember the scenario I mentioned at the beginning with so much going on in that office at the same time? Well, it didn't take too long before that was a daily routine, And I realized this wasn't just a front desk position. It was a position where I would be wearing many different hats. Well, I'll talk about the benefits of chiropractic, CHA training, as I truly believe that the CHA is an ongoing process and there's always room for improvement or change. My intention for tonight is to give you all a taste of some of the responsibilities or many hats we as CHAs are required to wear in order to be successful. Remember, the CHA is the face of the chiropractic office. If you struggle, the whole office struggles. If you, as a CHA, are successful, the doctor is successful, and the office is successful as a whole. So let's start off with some of the benefits of proper CHA training. First, most important benefit is proper training will make office flow more smoothly. It's important to have office procedures and policies on paper for you to review whenever needed. A procedure manual comes in very handy when training a new CHA. View the appointment sheet at the beginning of the day to see what your day will look like. Anyone on the list to mention or any concerns to discuss with the doctor before the day begins? Starting the day with a team huddle to answer any questions, and perhaps beginning with an affirmation to help clear your mind and getting some clarity and focus for the day makes a great day. How the CHA portrays himself in the office shows how the office runs. Make a habit of having your desk clutter-free during the adjusting hours. Try not to be all over the place doing too many things at once, especially in front of the practice member because that's their time. Always remain calm, friendly, and inviting. Remember, when the practice members come into our office, they need to feel they are important and we are there for them. CHAs are usually the first to interact with new practice members, as the new practice members usually call to make their first appointment. So we need to make a lasting impression. Don't sound rushed. Smile when you answer the phone. CHAs usually are the first to interact with all the practice members as they come into your office. We need to give the wow factor. A nice smile, firm handshake, or a greeting as you must be so-and-so and I'm Shazia. Welcome to our office. Interaction with the CHA may have a lot to do with the practice member continuing care. So if the practice member feels loved and taken care of, they will be back. And this is for all you doctors out there. Proper CHA training makes the CHA a valuable marketing tool to attract new practice members. From the physical appearance to the behavior or even the attitude can help gain or lose many referrals. With proper training, CHA can live authentically, creating a lifestyle balance with less stress professionally and personally, and with office procedures and policies in place, along with role playing with the doctor or another team member. And I know it's not very easy to do some role playing, and it can be out of a lot of people's comfort zone. As it was with mine. But you as a CHA will gain so much confidence and it'll make it easier to serve the practice members when they come in. So due to limited time here, I'll only be covering a few types of hats the CHAs are required to wear, even though there are countless other hats to be worn. So the first hat, or the first duty, will be the greeter. As a greeter, we need to welcome the practice members. Sorry, is my volume getting muffled again? Okay. So as a greeter, we need to welcome the practice members into the office with a compliment, not a question of how are you. Rather, it's so nice to see you again, Mary. That color looks wonderful on you. Or there's something different you did with your hair. It looks great on you. Okay, so before I go on, I just want to make sure my voice is coming more clear. Is it still muffled, you guys? Let me continue and then you let me know. So we want to give the practice members the wow factor each time they come in. I recall a practice member who used to bring in her mom with her. Let me just try this. Just me 1 second. Okay. So it is better. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I was gonna let you guys share with you actually a story about a practice member who used to bring her mom in with her for her appointment. And the mother was very reserved. The first time she came into our office, I remember feeling like a thick gray cloud of tension just came into the office. Observing the faces of the other practice members in the waiting room, I could tell they felt the same way. And immediately, I welcomed the mother to our office with a smile, which cleared the air only somewhat. As our practice member brought her mom in more frequently with her, we found out her mom was suffering from cancer, and indeed did not want to be in our office. However, a few compliments later, I finally got a smile returned from her. Then she started to wear a scarf due to her chemo, and since I had just started wearing my hijab, I had found something in common with her. I'm not saying we had wonderful conversations, but we managed to exchange a few positive words each time we met. A while later, the mom did pass away, and a practice member, a few months later, emailed me to thank me for being so kind to her mom and to let me know her mom did appreciate our efforts for her. I never would have guessed how much it meant to her, as I did not usually get a very open response, and she wasn't the only one. Some practice members are so subluxated when they first come in, and it does take a while to get them to smile back at you or even give you a positive response. But I can say with certainty, they do appreciate your efforts. You never know how much of a difference you make. Just keep playing your part. As the greeter, we also need to have the proper phone etiquette, as many first interactions are on the phone. We have to watch our tone, our frequency, our speed. Never sound so rushed on the phone, no matter what is going on around you in the office. Having a script available for your office according to your office procedures can help. This is something that can be added to your office procedure manual. The next type of hack I'm going to discuss is being an effective leader. So being in the public eye, we need to lead by example. Inspire the practice members and your team to being better beings by being a role model and sharing your stories to better health. Be creative. Have a vision for your office and find a way to get there. And be passionate about being a creator. We have to show we are in control. Remember, we can wear our emotions for everyone to see. That's why I'm sure you've all heard before when you answer the phone, put a smile on your face before you pick up the phone. That smile can be felt through your tone over the phone. Always do the right thing. No favoritism, as other practice members may feel resentment if they find out. Very important to have office policies and financial policies in place for that reason. Be discreet. Do not discuss the practice members' financial or personal matters in the waiting area for everyone else to hear. What we do want the other practice members to hear is when we are educating about chiropractic. We want to talk the talk and walk the walk. Know what chiropractic is about. Be able to explain what is an adjustment. What is a subluxation? How do they occur? What is DNA? Know your chiropractic terminology. The more you educate yourself, the more you can educate the practice members, who in return can educate their family and friends, leading to more new practice members for your office. Be able to explain why children need to get adjusted. When my friends realized I was getting my children regularly adjusted, they thought I was crazy. But after a quick explanation on the benefits of adjusting children, some practice members even brought their own children in for regular care. I was fortunate enough to be presenting the spinal health class as well to all our new practice members. So this was one of the points I did stress upon. At the end of the class, you could offer all the attendees a coupon for complimentary assessment for one, which they could pass on to a family friend or one story I love to share with our practice members is about my own children and their chiropractic experience. My eldest daughter, who is now 18, started to get adjusted when she was about 4 to 5 years old. All my other 2 children have been adjusted since birth. Now, being their mother, I definitely notice a difference in when they all get sick. The eldest takes a few days to get back to normal. However, the other 3 never really slow down. They know exactly what they need and when they need an adjustment, which is amazing about children because they are more intuitive with their bodies than we are adults. So being able to share your story, you need to be a good communicator. So we have to have open communication lines between the CHAs and the practice members to make them feel like they can tell you anything. And sometimes the practice members may share with you a concern or misunderstanding before they are willing to share it with the doctor. So as well as having an open communication line with the practice members, the CHA has to have an open communication line with the doctor. It's important for the doctor to know about these questions and concerns that the practice member has shared with you, and they can take it to the next level by discreetly discussing it with them when they see fit. Okay? If you are asked a question from the practice member you are not able to answer or not sure about, feel free to let them know you will discuss it with the doctor, and either will contact them later. If it's in regards to their care, you can let them know the doctor will contact them. So in part with communicating well, you also need to organize well. Organize office events such as Practice Member Appreciation Day. If you want to give out certain gifts or birthday cards and contests in the office, will attract referrals as well. And maybe you can have a theme for the month or activity once a month. Remember to make it interesting for the practice members that are coming in for wellness care. Make them want to return again. Yes, we can help the practice members that come in for their intensive and corrective care, but our goal should be to help all our practice members reach the wellness phase of care. And when they are in that wellness phase, we want to help them keep on the schedule of care and keep getting their regular adjustments. We also want to create a wow factor in our office events. And it can be as simple as maybe handing each woman a rose on Mother's Day and wishing them a wonderful day. Maybe have a platter of fruits and veggies for everyone so the men don't feel left out. But have fun. There are so many events you can organize. Just let your imagination loose and again have fun. So not only do we need to organize office events, we also need to organize the office. Always keep the office neat and tidy, especially when children have been in for adjustments. Make sure all the reading material you have in the office has no negative material in it. There are so many magazines that have so many ads about drugs and medications. You want the environment to be clean and stress-free. Especially in the winter time, make sure the floors are cleaned every day at the end of the day to remove those ugly salt stains. Even if you have a break at lunch, a quick sweep will make a difference, especially if we ask the practice members to remove their shoes when they come into our office. So with the many hats that we've touched upon so far, a lot of them you need to wear at the same time. So we need to be a good multitasker. Make it look easy, with flow, take lots of deep breaths when you're able to, de-stress when given the chance. Affirmations are always a great way to help clear your mind and focus on the task at hand. So starting the day with an affirmation, either individually or with your team, is a wonderful way to start the day. Do not get stressed if too much is going on around you. It'll also make the practice members stressed as well. Prioritize to serve the practice members in front of you. Don't play the Superwoman, Superman card. You'll be burned out by the end of the day. Remember, we're all human and can only do so much. This is something I had a hard time learning as I was a people pleaser and wanted to please everyone. So we want to also live by example. Practice what you preach. Make sure you are having regular adjustments for yourself. And do personal and in-office affirmations. Make time for yourself, something we call me time, to care for yourself so you are able to care for others. This is probably another hard lesson I've had to learn, and I haven't perfected it yet. Still working on giving myself some me time. Like most CHAs, I love to give. But as Dr. Tom said in one of his recent articles, don't be a selfish giver. Give the other person a chance to give and experience the joy that you feel when you give as well. It is truly nice to be on the receiving side as well once in a while. Another hat we like to wear is the children's hat. So when we become a child again, especially if your office serves a lot of children, the best way to keep them occupied is to become one of them, albeit a bit more mature child so as not to lose total control in the office. Have different items to keep the children occupied while they wait. Maybe some coloring books or some puzzles or just paper to draw on. Have fun. This is actually one of my favorite roles as a CHA. is when I got to play or color with the kids. I'd be down on my hands and knees and coloring right beside them, and they would love it. One little boy was fascinated by airplanes, and so we tried to make a paper airplane. Believe me, I didn't know how to make paper airplanes very well, but this little guy loved them. The very first one I made, I was very hesitant in handing it over to him. So after I did, he did study it for a few seconds, and his question to me was, "What model plane is this?" And he loved it. So we colored them, and I even got a bit creative in making different models of airplanes, which fascinated him each time, and we had a fabulous time. Which brings me to the last hat I'd like to share with you, is to love what you do. Sometimes it would feel like as a CHA, we take care of everything in the office, and the doctor comes in to adjust and leaves, even though we know the doctor has a lot of paperwork on their plate as well, especially in maintaining the office. So I remember my doctor shared with me at one time that her daughter once asked her, "Mommy, when are you going to Shazia's office to work?" Because whenever she had come in, she saw me at the front desk handling everything, while Mommy was back in the adjusting room only adjusting. Similarly, all the practice members see the CHAs at the front desk doing it all, while the doctors in the back adjusting. This is a great strategy to make the practice members more comfortable sharing with the CHA as well. How we portray ourselves reflects on how the practice members see us, our office as a whole. A wise man, namely my dad, told me quite often when choosing a career, if you want to be successful, make sure you absolutely love what you do. If you love what you do, it makes it very easy to wear multiple hats at once, or switch from one to the other with a nice flow. So after all these different types of responsibilities, that we talked about at CHA, I'm just going to quickly review some takeaways that you guys can take with you. So always remember to create a lifestyle balance, whatever that may look like for you, and it may be different for everyone as everyone handles stress differently. Always take time for yourself. Once again, you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. Remember, as a CHA, you represent the face of your office. It is very important to always have positive interactions with anyone who comes through your office door. Remember to create a lasting impression of your office. Give all the practice members a wow factor every single time. Always remember to lead by example. Never lose control. Not during office adjusting hours anyway. Make sure you on a regular schedule prepare for adjustments. It'll make communication more effective on your part as well if you are getting regularly adjusted. Organization not only in the office events, but in the office space as well to keep it clean as another marketing tool. Always make it look easy, especially during adjusting hours. Remember to have fun. Create an environment so every morning when you wake up, you look forward to going into the office and seeing the practice members. Lastly, I would like to bring to your attention something we are so excited about here at Full Circle is our new CHA coaching program, which we will officially launch in January of 2016. Currently, we have created a 6-month program with 12 modules, touching upon chiropractic terminology, scheduling, payments, recalls, special appointments, and so much more. This program, along with the modules of the teaching material, also includes quizzes at the end of each module, regular monthly calls with the head CHA coach, and unlimited email support for the CHA. If you are interested, there is a URL to the brief questionnaire for you to complete a self-assessment to see if you are indeed interested. So after completing this form, we are offering a complimentary 30-minute exploratory call to discuss the results and discuss how to develop a plan for your CHA to move to the next level. There is also an email address and a phone number for anyone who has any questions or would like any more information. So I hope each and every one of you managed to take some piece from our presentation to implement and contribute to the success in your office. Just want to say thank you to everyone for being here and taking the time to discover some changes you can make to help your success. Thank you.